it's Super Bowl. Alright, I tried uploading this video like last night or yesterday morning, but for some reason it didn't go through, so now that I've seen the other AFC and NFC playoff games to go on for the championship, I'm going to discuss football now. First things first, Ravens versus Titans. Holy defense, Batman. Alright, first of all, when the Titans lose their Pro Bowl wide receiver, Chris Davis, not a good sign right off the bat. And it was obvious that the Ravens were stopping them, like, time and time again. Flacco, good for you. First rookie quarterback to make it through 2 consecutive postseason games. Good for you. We'll see you at the Super Bowl, and we will totally eviscerate you. But that's neither here nor there until the end of the video. I loathe the Ravens. But for the first time in history, I was rooting for them because really, I don't care for either team, but I really want to meet up with the Ravens in the Super Bowl so that we can beat them really, really bad. That game was really, like, probably the most violent, the most vicious game that I saw. There was even a Titans player with red contacts. That was a little scary. There was, like, over 20 penalties in the game. There were a bunch of injuries. I think I counted 5, not including Chris Davis. So yeah, that was a hard-hitting game. It was a really hard-hitting game. And, alright, so it ends 13-10. Go Ravens. Anyway, on to Panthers-Cardinals. What the hell were you thinking, Dom? Seriously? In your 2008 season, you threw 5 interceptions in the entire season. So what do? You throw it to the Cardinals 5 times. There were 6 turnovers, all together in the game. And yes, we saw you say fuck every time you threw it to the Cardinals. Just to let you know. So, I don't know. Maybe he thought he had somebody like Fitzgerald on his team who could actually handle double coverage, or maybe he, kind of got confused. Maybe he got hit in the head too many times, got confused and was thrown to the wrong... I don't know. Something happened to him because he completely self-destructed. Opening drive, they score. And I was like, oh my god, the Cardinals are going to get creamed. Yeah, they have Kurt Warner. Yeah, they have Fitzgerald. But I just didn't see it happening. Nobody saw it happening. Why are the Cardinals in the playoffs? They just proved why they're in the playoffs. I mean, holy deflection, Batman, and yeah, obviously they proved why they're in the playoffs. Beating Carolina for the first time at home, causing Dellum more turnovers than his entire regular season. So yeah, alright, go Cardinals, even though you're going to give us a lot harder run for our money than the Panthers would have, but that's okay. Now on to the Eagles-Giants game. Okay, so I was a little bit worried at first, but the Giants scored first. I'll get into that in a second. After I, talk about the Steelers-Chargers game. Manning, did you have a conference call with Dellum? Because that's what you looked like. So, yeah, and there's really nothing else that I can say about that game except Akers is the man. Asante Samuels, rock on. Dawkins, that's my boy. And McNabb, okay, the only gripe I have about the entire game is the safety, alright? It really did look like McNabb had no idea what the hell happened. It reminded me of the McNabb that didn't know that you could end in a tie. Yeah, y'all remember that one. The look on his face with the intentional grounding, he's like, wait, what? They get points? Yeah. So, McNabb, pick up a rule book before you go on to the Cardinals. That's all I gotta say. On to Steelers-Chargers. I was betting that the Chargers were going to win, but they scored first. So, I changed my mind. As soon as they scored in their opening drive, I was like, nope, they're not going to win. The Steelers are going to win. Steelers being the only one this week to win with home field advantage. Now, I have a couple things that I would like to point out. First of all, is there a first to score curse? If you look at all 4 games, the first team to score lost. Now, the only one that lost by less than 7 points were the Titans, and they didn't score in their opening drive. But the Chargers did, the Panthers did, and the Giants did. So, maybe there is a first to score curse. Who knows? Let's see. What else? This is the first time in postseason history that the first, second, and third seed for the divisions are out. That's kind of interesting. And gotta give props to my Akers. He beat the record of career field goals in consecutive career field goals in postseason being 15. Now he's got 17. Go Akers. That's my man. I don't care what anybody says. He's the best kicker in the NFL. So I'm predicting that next week the Steelers are going to get beat by the Ravens, and the Eagles are going to beat the Cardinals, and we are going to meet in the Super Bowl, and the Eagles are going to beat the Ravens. This is why. Number one, I was wearing my McNabb jersey, and my fiance was wearing his Phillies jersey both times that the Eagles won in the playoffs. Number two, it's been 44 years since the Eagles won the quote-unquote Super Bowl. 44 years ago, there was no Super Bowl. They won the NFC Championship, so therefore it is the equivalent of the Super Bowl before it was incepted. It's been 44 years since Virginia voted blue, and they did to vote in the 44th President Obama, okay? Number three, the last time the Phillies went to the World Series, the Philadelphia Eagles went to the Super Bowl. Granted, they lost, but still, those are 3 reasons why we are going to the Super Bowl. So, all you Baltimore fans, I wish you guys the best against the Steelers, because I really don't want a Pennsylvania Super Bowl, and we'll see you at the Super Bowl.